we have seen how to represent numerical data or other data by graphs. We have already seen such graphs, pictograph, bar graph, double bar graph. Now we have learned grouped frequency distribution table also. We can represent a grouped distribution table, frequency distribution table by a graph. See, consider for example this table, class interval, frequency. Zero to 10, 5, 10 to 20, 7, 20 to 30, 6, 30 to 40, 3. Consider this. This is the grouped frequency distribution table. Grouped frequency. Consider this grouped frequency distribution table. Can we represent this grouped frequency distribution table by any graph? We can represent this by a graph like this. To draw the graph, first we draw a horizontal line and mark uniform distances on it. Then vertical line, also mark vertical line, and you mark uniform distance on that also. Here this is called, this common point is called origin, mark it so. Now here on the horizontal line we can mark this class interval. Class interval. Class interval 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Frequency 5, 7, 6, 3, 4. Along the vertical line, mark this frequency. Frequency, class interval, frequency. Frequency. So take each distance 1 unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is enough. Now 0 to 10, frequency 5. Draw a rectangle from 0 to 10. Erect a rectangle 0 to 10 of height 5 units. 5 units. 5 units height. This rectangle, the height of this rectangle is same as the frequency of the first class interval. Class interval 0 to 10. It's a frequency 5. So it's the height of the rectangle represents the frequency. As we have drawn in the bar graph. Bar graph. This is the first bar. In the bar graph, we draw the second bar by leaving the uniform width from one, or we keep uniform width among the bars between the first bar and the second bar. If it is 1 unit, then second distance between second bar and the third bar is also 1 unit. Third and fourth 1 unit. Uniform distance we give. But here adjacent to the first one, or For second bar is adjacent to first, third is adjacent to second. That is without any gap. Without a gap. So second bar, class interval 0 to 20, sorry 10 to 20, 10 to 20, frequency 7. So from here 10 extended the side to 7, 10, 20 also 7. Second rectangle. Adjacent rectangles. First rectangle, second. There is no gap between the rectangles. But in the case of equal distances are the distance between bar graphs. Bars in bar graphs will be uniform distance. And next 20 to 30. 20 to 30, frequency 6. Frequency 6. So draw the bar like this. Third one. Fourth, 30 to 40. 3. 30 to 40. 3. Forty to 50, 4. 40 to 54. Now look at this graph. Here bars are drawn or rectangles are drawn adjacent to one another. Adjacent, near. So this graph is called a histogram. 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 So the graph which represents a grouped frequency distribution table is called histogram, or we can represent a grouped frequency distribution table by a histogram. How can we draw a histogram? First, along the horizontal line, mark a class interval of uniform distance. Along the vertical line, mark a frequency. And then erect the or draw the rectangles without a gap. The resulting graph is called a histogram. Now we can easily find out the answers to the questions or analyze the data. For example, in which group or which class interval the most of the students fall? In which class interval? Highest, that is 10 to 20. In which class interval the least number or lowest number of students fall? 30 to 40, because it's that rectangle is smallest one. So easily we can interpret or identify the question to the answers to the questions. We can easily answer. That is the advantage of representing a data in a data by a graph, either histogram or bar graph, double bar graph or pictogram, everything. Now, suppose here we are given the class interval like this. Instead of 0 to 10, we are given the class intervals in another way. That is 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100, 100 to 120, like this. Here 40 to 60. What is the size of the class? 20. From 40 to 59, 60 is excluded. 60 to 80, also 20. 80 to 100, 60 is included here. So here the scores included in this class interval are 40 to 59. So all these are of uniform class size. Then suppose we want to draw the graph of this. Then on the horizontal line, what do we mark? This one. Not from 10 to 40 or either from 10 to, if we mark 10 first, 10, 20, 30, we leave all this. Instead we can start with 40 itself. 40 here, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or we require only 60. So 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, like this. Then look here, 0 to 40 is 1 unit. What are the scores included in this interval? 0 to 40 means 40 scores are included in the first section. 40 to 60, how many? 20. 60 to 80, 20. 80 to 100, 20. 100 to 120, 20. And on the vertical axis, vertical line, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, each, the 1 unit each. That means the scale on the horizontal vertical line and scale on the horizontal line are different. The scale on the vertical, the distance on the vertical line, horizontal line will be equal from 40 to 60 or 60 to 80, 80 to 100, 100 to 120. Same, 1 unit. 20, 1 centimeter or 1 unit equal to 20 units. And on the vertical line, 1 unit equal to 1 unit itself. So, to avoid this confusion, that is, this distance is from 0 to 40, we can make this arrangement. To make this score independent of the origin, put a broken line here, beginning. Here, this distance can be, this is the actual line, put a break here, like this. Break. Either this way or broken line can be drawn like this, mark this. And this is called, this broken, making this broken line, this mark is called the king or jagged line. King, put a king or jagged line or broken line, whatever it is. What is the meaning of this broken line? The scores marked on this line or the class interval marked on this line is independent, or these are independent of the origin from this. That is, the distance from here to here is not in the same scale. In the same scale, different. To express that, we put this broken line. So we can start this class from 40 to 60. So we can draw the rectangles from 40 to 60. We can avoid this. And then 40 to 65, this. Then 60 to 87. So we get like this, 7. And a new graph, 7. Then 80 to 100, 80 to 106, 80 to 106. Then 100 to 123, 100 to 123. So see this graph. Here with the graph begins with 40 to 60. 40 to 60. New graph. This is also histogram. Now try these questions of pages 75 and 76, and then after that do the exercise 6.1 of page 76 and 77, all questions, and read the textbook also. Thank you.